I'm bringing you the album review of Evanescence-Fallen. And, we're just going to go ahead and kick right off into this. This was Evanescence's... This was that one band's first album. Actually, no, technically second, but this was the breakthrough album. This was the first major album that actually made it. And the first 4 songs are the 4 singles from the album that pretty much everyone knows. So, Going Under is really well done. Every single song on this album is absolutely fantastic. Like, I can't point at any one of these songs and say this song was bad. I just can't. It's really well done in that regard. It's not... Going Under, though, isn't really a good intro, though, because it just cuts straight into verse 1. Like, the very first thing you hear is Amy singing, "Now that I know something, something, something." I don't have the lyrics pulled up. It just cuts straight into the song, no intro or anything. So I don't really feel like it's the best intro, but it is a very good song, and it's probably one of the better ones on here. Following that is Bring Me to Life, which is the Wake Me Up song. So Wake Me Up in Meme is also really well done. Like I said, every single song in this album every single album on this song is what I almost said. Don't worry about it. But this song would have probably been a better opener because it doesn't just cut straight into the song. But there actually is like a little piano opening. And I actually love this song because it's Evanescence. It is very much Evanescence, but it's also unique in terms that this is the only like nu metal rapping type thing that Evanescence has really ever done that I've heard. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure this is the only thing that they've ever made that actually has rapping in it. With Paul from 12 Stones, Paul McCoy, I think is his last name, I'm not sure about that. From 12 Stones is the male vocalist. I've heard a lot of people say Linkin Park, like Mike Shinoda. And there's actually an interesting story behind this song that I might as well go into since we're talking about it. When they were recording this song, they were actually when they were recording Fallen, the studio, they actually were right next door to, in the same building, they were right next door to Linkin Park when they were doing Meteora. And there was this big fight between the record label and Evanescence, where the record label wanted a male singer, specifically Linkin Park, like Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park, to be on Bring Me to Life, because they were trying to really much make a new Linkin Park ripoff, basically, was what they were hoping for. And Amy was like, fuck that. They almost got kicked out of the label. So Chester, the lead singer of Linkin Park, goes over and pretty much says, "We are not doing it. You can go ahead and stick all your bullshit up your ass, because we are not fucking doing this shit." It's kind of a rough translation of what happened. In the end, they wound up settling for the lead singer of 12 Stones to come in and do it. But yeah, I always like that story because it's kind of interesting. How everyone says Linkin Park is on it, or a lot of people think that. And even though that's not true, it actually very almost became true. There's nice electronic, scratching type stuff. Like I said, it's really nu metal, so yeah, turntables, whatnot. In here a little bit. The next song is Everybody's Fool, and this is my least favorite song on the album. It is an amazing song, but it just kind of feels lacking. It feels like it doesn't quite, it has that spark, but compared to the other songs, it's just lacking somewhat. And the cutoff of the song is a little too fast. I feel like it should have been a bit extended a little bit longer for Everybody's Fool. But going straight into My Immortal is a very, very beautiful piano piece. some of the best written lyrics that I've ever seen come from this song, My Immortal. My only complaint about it is, again, the placing and where it is on the album. The album kind of has a couple areas early on where they could have done better with this. My Immortal is a very soft piano piece, and after only 3 heavy hitting songs and rock songs and stuff with guitars, it doesn't really feel like, it feels like it's just too early for that type of album or song for the album. It feels like it's just a bit too early. That song should have been a little bit later. But My Immortal, it's a very beautiful piece overall. That was the... I'm sorry. I'm not editing this because I'm lazy as fuck and I'm trying to just get it done with, honestly. Haunted is a very refreshing track, actually. It's really good. It's pretty much Everybody's Fool, but with the extra stuff that really puts it up to speed with all the other songs. The lyrics aren't the best because it can't really decide what type of song it's going to be, because it's like trying to be a love song but a hate song at the same time, and it's just like it clashes a little bit. Lyrically, it's not really too well written, which is kind of rare for this album. I think it's the only one that's really not good on the lyrical side. All the other ones have really good lyrics for the most part. Next up is Tourniquet. And I absolutely love how this song ends. It's pretty much an orchestra for like a minute. Just orchestra. And it's really good. This is the only time on this album that Amy actually does like a growl, like a scream. And you can hear through the song, they really worked hard as fuck to mix everything and make sure everything fit and make sure everything sounds nice for this song, to make it really sound as good as they can. Following Tourniquet is Imaginary. And Imaginary is this is a really surprising song, because when you listen to it initially and you read the lyrics, at first glance it just seems like, oh, it's a very happy-go-lucky, like girly type thing, like cotton candy clouds, purple skies, paper flowers, all this happy-go-lucky girly type shit. Like, you know what I mean, for lack of a better term. But yeah, at first glance it's all like that. But if you actually listen to it, and if you actually read the lyrics like closely, you'll actually figure out that it's actually about trying to escape a world of pain. Like, there's this nightmare that you're going through, and you go through that nightmare. So, in an attempt to escape from it, you create this happy-go-lucky world in your head that you pretty much live in an attempt to escape your pain. And Imaginary is very well done in my opinion in that regard. I'm actually really impressed by it. Because it's rare you hear a song that's like, oh, cotton candy and sunshine and rainbows, and it actually be really well intricately written and really well done. But next is Taking Over Me. And there's really nothing too special I can say about this one. Other than it really feels like kind of a flashback to the first few songs, because the first few songs are more guitar based, like heavy headbanger type stuff. Taking Over Me is kind of like that to an extent. But after I think My Immortal, the songs are more like they're still heavy and they're not ballads at all, but they're more melodic than they started out as. And Taking Over Me is kind of a flashback to that. Next up is the second piano piece on here, Hello. And this song is a very sad song. I did a little bit of research on this one, and it's actually about Amy Lee's sister who died when she was 3 years old. So yeah, it's a really sad song, and it details the death from the point of view of a dying person. And it's a really powerful piece overall. Hello it's so sad. Like, for some reason, if you name something Hello, if you name a song Hello, it's going to turn out sad as fuck, because Adele fucking made a song called Hello. That was sad as fuck. Evanescence made a song called Hello before Adele did. Sad as fuck. Hello's usually like, greetings, but the music world makes it, greetings, I'm dying, everything's on fire, my heart is turning into a million pieces, oh my god, it's so dark. So yeah. The last two songs, well, kinda last two songs that aren't like reprises or a different version of another song. My Last Breath and Whisper, actually sound, especially My Last Breath is more guilty of this. It really sounds like, if Evanescence teamed up with Cell Dweller, like an early version of Cell Dweller. And if you guys don't know, I do plan on eventually going through and reviewing some of Cell Dweller's albums, so you can go ahead and listen to those. Just look them up. It's one guy who does all of it. It's fucking amazing. And I cannot wait to cover those. But first we have to get through this, Skillet, Starset, and then every other Linkin Park album, and then we can look at Cell Dweller stuff. But anyway, so that is My Last Breath. The electronics fit perfectly. My only real concern is that the verses feel a little bit short. It just it feels a bit shorter, like it feels like cut off by the chorus in a way. I feel like they could have made it a bit longer. This song was definitely something that could have been a good 5-minute song, maybe even 6 minutes. And it would have been good. I feel like it's a bit too short. Whisper also kind of continues the Cell Dweller type feel that the last one had. Not as nearly as much, but you can still kind of hear it. And I really love this song because they actually got a crier involved. Like, they actually pulled a crier called the Millennium Crier and got them in to do the song. So that was awesome to actually hear pretty much a crier, like a classical crier, singing along to this heavy guitar riff type thing. That's awesome. And that is the end of the album. The actual songs of the album. There's one more extra bonus song, which is a reprise of My Immortal. It's a different version of it. It's the band version. And I actually like this second version of My Immortal better. The song naturally, in the original version and in this version, the song naturally builds up, and it's like, and as it's building up, you're thinking, okay, things are going to start getting really heavy here. In the original version, it doesn't. It just continues with the piano. But in this version, it actually takes that thing that's building up to, the heavy guitars and the heavy everything, and actually implements them into the song, and it actually sounds awesome. I really love this version of My Immortal. But that is the end of the album. In general, it's actually probably the best album I've ever reviewed, and I love albums like Linkin Park, like Hybrid Theory, and I've loved, honestly, the albums that I've done so far, some of them I like better than this album, just from a personal standpoint. However, when I review stuff, I try to look at it from a musical standpoint as well, like from an actual fellow member, fellow singer, and fellow vocalist for a band. And from that regard, this is an amazing record, because Evanescence made an old metal genre completely new and refreshing with electronics. They were the first ones to really make, actually make female vocalists on metal songs a big thing. There were obviously bands that did it beforehand, like Lacuna Coil, and some of them got pretty big. Like Lacuna Coil actually had their big breakthrough hit a couple of years before Evanescence did, or about the same time. But the Evanescence, I think, is generally credited with really bringing that into the mainstream. And in the end, I don't really have many complaints about it. There's a couple of areas where there's something that's a little bit short, or something that didn't mix maybe quite right, or something like that. And track listing could have been a bit better, but there's nothing that's too big. So in the end, this is probably going to have to be my first 5 out of 5 stars that I give an album. It is near perfect. So yeah, that is it for this album review of Fallen by Evanescence. I'm tired as fuck, as you can tell. But yeah, that's it for this album review. My name is, if you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. My name is Blue, signing off. Good night, everybody.